What's up? What's up? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Chad here with a live event tonight. We got a couple of guests or a few guests tonight that's going to be talking about the new DJI FPV drone and their experience with it, or at least one of them has had an experience with it. So we're going to ask a few questions and see what they think about it. These guys are a couple of buddies of mine, and they are part of the FPV community. They've been flying, FPV for quite a while now, and I like to hear their experience with it, or at least one of them had an experience with it, and see what they think about it. See if it's matches up to any of the other drones that they've flown, and see if it's even for like the intermediate or expert, drone flyers or FPV flyers. So also later on, maybe we'll talk about a couple other things. It's been a while since I've, put out, some content. So I'm going to talk about that and why, and also, maybe tell you about a conversation I had with the FAA. So just stay tuned. I'm going to now bring in my co-host. This guy really doesn't need an introduction, but I am going to give him an introduction because it's the nice thing to do. But my co-host, QC guy.
Yo, hello.
What's going on? What you up to, man? What you been up to?
Oh, not much. Past couple weeks, it's been just a lot of work. That's all. I'm trying to play catch up, working on people's drones and trying to catch up on some videos to get out, and following this DJI FPV as closely as possible, as closely as I can stand anyhow with what's going on in these groups. But yeah, much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've been putting out some videos lately, right?
Yeah, mainly I did the Autel Evo 2 repair, and I just completed 2 more Autel Evo 2 repairs for replacing legs and sensors and things like that on some of the ones that I've gotten from other people to service. And then what else did I do? Xeno Pro Plus stuff, battery mods and shit.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
So
yeah, I'm still having these little difficulties here. This is a new setup, so I'm having little technical difficulties here trying to, trying to get these things to work on here. But so yeah, tonight,
I see your daughter says hi, Dad.
Yeah. I guess she's texting through my wife. What's going on? So do you want to do the there's not that many people in here or chatting right now, but you want to do a roll call?
Yeah. I got Flyboy 83. I see several I don't even know. Flyboy 83 and JC Flying in the house, Tampa Drone Life, and Jody S. I already got JC Maria Boyce, but is that your daughter?
Yeah.
And JSK Enterprise. And that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Welcome everybody.
Yeah, welcome. For those here, I didn't really promote this. I just put this out today. So
yeah, I didn't get a notification on it for a while.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can just kind of fix this here. Just for a second. Get this to stop. But anyway, so I'm going to introduce our one of our guests, and this guy, I've known him a little over a year now. Actually, I met him when I first started flying drones, when I had my JJRC X12. He was out in the field flying one of his FPV drones, and
Oh, that's
he
how
saw
you
me
guys
flying my little
met?
cheap, JJRC. He came over and introduced himself, and we've
Oh,
just been
that's
flying
cool.
together
I
ever
didn't know that's
since.
how you met.
Yeah, that's how I met. Yeah.
Well, that's
So
cool.
I want to introduce my man Corey. He goes by on YouTube. He goes by Just Kicking It. What's going on, Corey?
Nothing much. How's it going, guys?
All right, man.
Corey.
What's going on?
Hey, Chris.
So,
How you doing, buddy?
so just tell the audience pretty much a little bit about yourself and how you got into drones, or what you fly.
I'm Corey. Just kicking it. I've been flying drones since about 2018, or 2017. Sorry. I started FPV 2019, just about 2 years ago. Got addicted and pretty much put my DJIs up on the shelf until this the last few years, or last year actually. Wanted to get the Mavic Air 2. Again, I had heard that we're going to have the FPV drone coming out in the wind. Didn't know anything about what it was going to look like. So was waiting on that. And then the Mavic Mini came out. I thought about it, was like, nah, I'm good. And then the Mavic Mini 2 came out, and it was like I was just about to get it, and I'm like, no, I'm going to hold out a little bit longer. And the FPV drone finally came out, and I was like, okay. I was on the fence about getting it, but yeah, I decided go ahead. Let's go ahead and get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
What all did you get? What all was your package?
I got the Flymore combo minus the what do they call it? A motion controller.
Okay.
You so how long you been actually flying FPV? You said what? How many years?
FPV 2 years. I like to say 18 months because I wasted about 6 months flying in angle mode.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So as far as the DJI FPV system here, how do you like it? Like, how does it fly compared to the other drones? I know you mentioned that you haven't flown it in acro mode yet, but
yeah, there was a big mix up with the shipping. It was supposed to come in Saturday, didn't arrive. Supposed to come in Sunday, didn't arrive. FedEx came on Monday, but I was in the middle of cleaning my dryer, didn't hear them. So today was the first day. Well, I received it today, quickly charged everything, and then it took about an hour to update everything. Went out to the over to Chin to test it, and then had to come back because it wasn't reading my location. Mm-hmm. So, there's different power signals for the EU and the FCC. So, it wasn't recognizing my location, so I had to come back, grab a cable, go back over to Chin, update it. Mm-hmm. And then finally got it up in the air, took off in manual, did a couple laps, and then put it in sports mode, did a few laps. Sports mode is definitely nice. Okay. It took a little bit getting used to the coordinated turns that it does automatically for you. Whereas with FPV, I mean, everything is completely manual. So that took some getting used to. That and Chris?
When you go in from sports to manual, though, that all changes out the window, right? Or it's supposed to.
Right.
Like it's supposed to act. Is it supposed to act a little more freestyle?
Yeah, yeah. I wish they would have called it something different, more like, you know, DJI Freestyle Hybrid or something. Because just with the costs, I mean, if it was given to me, I'd definitely fly it like a true FPV quad. But just with the costs and, you know, as easy as it is to crash and trust me, when you fly FPV, you're gonna crash, you're gonna break stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're seeing. Like you're seeing a ton of that already. Holy man!
Yeah, I think it was. I was watching somebody's video and they lightly hit a branch and broke an arm, and it's like, I really hope it's not that fragile.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I mean, I'm intrigued with the whole FPV thing from a cinematic standpoint. Also, you know, the diving and whatever. I'm intrigued with that. And, you know, as a person who never flown FPV, that price is actually like kind of intimidating as far as like, I mean, I would have to get the Fly More combo because I don't have any other, you know, equipment, and you have to use that equipment with that drone. So, you know, that's one of the things that would hold me back as a, you know, someone who's never flown FPV, who wants to get into FPV and want to, you know, buy something like that. But, you know, the price will hold me back. Definitely.
The thing that I do like about it is they included a simulator. So it does come with a simulator. I haven't had a chance to mess with that. But when I first started learning FPV, Carbon D, same thing. I met Carbon D one day over at the soccer field, struck up a conversation, and you know, he got me hooked on FPV. Yeah, once I started FPV, I spent some time on the simulator. It's nice because you can crash on there and not have to worry about breaking anything. But yeah, it's going to take a lot to. I'll definitely put it in manual mode, full acro, do a couple loops and flips and rolls. But as far as going between the trees and everything, and if you've seen my videos, you know I hit the trees all the time. Yeah, I don't think I'll be going through there anytime soon.
What's up, Pierre? Pierre's actually a coworker of mine, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He lives in this area too. Yeah, so
with it, with the going back to the manual mode and your typical FPV quads that you fly on a regular basis, comparison to the DJI FPV, do you think they should even reference that as freestyle with DJI in comparison to your FPV quads?
No.
Like, is it
no?
Like I think that's what's got the whole uproar going with the whole FPV world.
Yeah, I will say it's a great quad, but like if you break an arm, you can't buy just the arm. From what I've been told, DJI is selling the arm and a motor. If you bust a motor, you end up having to buy a motor and an arm.
They need to price that stuff right, I'll tell you that, because there's a lot of them already.
Right. And I mean, even when you get the not the fly more combo, but DJI Care, you know, you can only use that twice. And for an arm, I'll repair it or I'll send it to you for repair. But yeah, that's the one thing I love about FPV. Yeah, that's the one thing I do love about the FPV world. The parts are really cheap. I mean, you can break an arm on a drone and it's $7 to $10. You know, the flight controller, depending on what you get, you know, they're $25 or so. Those quads are meant to take a beating and easily repairable.
Yeah.
So we have you know, our other guests waiting in the green room. I'm going to go ahead and bring them in.
In the green room with his champagne and chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them in. So still, this is for some reason it's still not. But I'm going to bring him in real quick. Switch over to his camera real quick. There you go. Sorry, I didn't give you a proper introduction, D.
No problem. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's going on, man?
Cool. How's everyone doing?
All right. Hey, so you know, I met you through Corey, and I know you've been flying FPV for a while. So tell us about, you know, yourself. Tell us how you got into FPV or into drones, period.
Well, my name is Darnell, aka Carbon D. Been flying drones, FPV drones, pretty much since 2016. And I did start out with a couple of cheap GPS drones like the Parrot. Parrot. What was the Parrot? Parrot. Can't remember what it was, but it was a cheap Parrot that I ended up buying and flew that for about a year or so, and then got on the internet, saw a couple of videos of these guys flying the FPV, wanted to know what that was about, and bought a Eachine Falcon 250, I think April the 4th, 2016. And that didn't last too long. So after that, I started learning how to build drones and been flying FPV ever since then.
Oh, nice. So what is your spiel on this new DJI FPV drone?
Like Corey kind of mentioned, I kind of wish they would have named it something different. But FPV, I mean, it is first person view flying. But again, when people think about FPV, they think about the whole freestyle acrobat thing that they see on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So I kind of get why they put the FPV, but with me flying GPS over the years and flying FPV over the past 4 years, I personally can't see myself purchasing that. Because it's not going to add nothing new to what I already do. That's the only reason. Mm-hmm. And at that $1,300 price range, there is so much I can build, break, then build again, then break and build again for $1,300.
Well, that's $1,300. Well, yeah, that's right. It is $1,300 just for it. But then you got to buy you're going to have to buy the what do you call it? The Care Refresh.
Yes.
Because you know,
for sure.
You're gonna crash.
Maybe they built this quad because they needed to build their Care Refresh sales. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be used.
Yeah, the good thing though is flying FPV. It's taught me how to do my own repairs. So if I have to crack this open and solder something, you know, I'm not worried about that. But you know, it is intimidating.
Yeah. It is because I actually downloaded the flight simulator on my iPhone, and I practiced through. Well, I did the normal mode, sport mode, and then I was like, "What the hell? Let me see how hard it actually is." Trying to learn, manual mode, and I flipped that thing into manual, and maybe it's because I was using the screen for the joysticks or whatever, but it was like I didn't know which way was up. I'm like I couldn't stabilize it for some reason. I couldn't even understand where how do you actually stabilize it. So the app actually gives you instruction and show you how to actually fly it, your stick movements and everything. But initially when I flipped that on, it was just going around in circles like that and flipping like that. So
Wow.
wow. I don't even know how I would do if I would try to attempt to fly FPV. I mean,
it's going to happen, Chad. We're going to get you flying FPV.
Yeah, I know you guys are trying to get me over to the dark side, but I'm definitely I don't think I would start with this drone, the DJI drone. I would probably start with something like a Tiny Hawk or something that's maybe $200, and kind of basically build the fundamentals and stuff from that.
And that's a little reason why it is a little frustrating when they do mention this for FPV, because again, people aren't going to think that they need to do the baby steps first in order to build their way up to something like this, But it wasn't until I actually listened to a couple of reviews today that I kind of, people were saying, well, who is this exactly for? And I kind of get it a little bit. And I don't know if you want to go through this now, but I think I just finally realized or have a good idea on who this might be for.
Mm-hmm.
You know how we go to the field and you find your DJI or your FEMI or us flying FPV, and we get those people coming up to us and saying, hey, what's that? And then if we get a chance to show them our goggles or show them the phone on the footage that they're actually, the drone is actually providing, you can see the excitement on their face that they're like, oh, I want to do that. And I think first thought is that they're looking from a bird's eye view. Mm-hmm. It's not that it's about the flips or anything like that, but I think it's about the bird's eye view.
Yeah.
And some people don't want to do the flips and the rolls. Some people just kind of want to be up there, So I do believe that looking at the bird's eye view from a phone screen, I think that's great. But if someone could put on the goggles and be really immersed in what they're actually seeing, I think that may be that person that might be interested in this type of drone. Not necessarily wanting to do the flips and the rolls, not necessarily wanting the DJI where they're looking at their phone screen. Mm-hmm. But if they can put the goggles on and really feel like they're in the sky, I kind of think that's the ideal clientele.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you on that. I think as far as more pinpointed, I think they're really kind of trying to grab. I don't really think they were trying to say, hey, all you FPV experts that are out there, hey, we're bringing this to you. You're going to love it. I think more so for the people like me, mm-hmm. flying my camera drones. And with both of you, you've known my interest in FPV and asking you guys questions. Because I fly my camera drones kind of the way you're not really supposed to fly them. Like I get real close. I'll go full throttle for the trees and play it real close to the trees and all that, and just kind of cross my fingers. But I think it's a lot for those type of people. And I would, if I got it, I would not visit manual for a long time. So I would be very happy that I had your normal mode and your sport mode to just kind of play in that comfort zone for a while versus just jumping right into some freestyle thing, even if I were into a cheaper quad, freestyle quad. But it gives you that comfort zone. Like it's not really good to call a starter freestyle or anything like that because of the differences. But I think for a lot of the camera gimbal quads out there, the Mavics and all that, I think that's the big attention side right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably mainly use this for long range. I like to get out and just cruise around some days, but that's the other thing with the goggles compared to the analog goggles. I mean, it really is night and day. When I was setting everything up, you could see like the cellular makeup of the grass blades. It was that good. It's really night and day.
Wow.
I think Flyboy 83 was saying he wants to get the goggles as the air unit. That's the way I was originally going to go because a couple of guys that we fly with, they have the DJI digital, which a lot of us are moving towards that way because a new pair of goggles, analog goggles, you're looking at, $300 to $500 for a couple more. You could just get the DJI digital. The only problem though is the air units are a lot more expensive than an FPV camera.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is nice flying fast and low. You can set the cruise control on it and just rip it right on down.
Really?
Wow.
So real quick, let me see. Flyboy, Tiny Hawk. I'm trying to find this question. But no, speaking of flying, I kind of picked out a clip from Dee's channel. So I don't know if you mind me playing it.
Go for it.
It was when you and Corey, this has nothing, this is not the DJI FPV drone or whatever, but this is when you guys were at, I think it was Chin, and you guys were chasing each other, or you were chasing Corey. So I'm gonna fire it up. So I took some clips out of there. It's not the whole video.
Mm-hmm.
So can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me see if I can turn this down. Pick up Corey here. But then you were chasing him and then you lost him, right? Which I think was kind of cool. You lost him, I think he was behind you. And what you did was I don't know if it was a power loop or I don't know what you call him, but you did a loop and then loop right back behind him. So it should be coming up soon, which I thought was kind of cool. So right here, I think you lost him.
Yeah.
And I think he's behind you.
And now he's in front of me.
And now he's in front of you. Oh, man. So, my camera's right in there. That's crazy. Let me see.
And this is when I freak him out. Yeah, right in front of me.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. So what was the new trick that you learned? You said, I think the title that you learned a new trick.
I think what I ended up doing was just sliding underneath the tree, doing what Corey said is a pirouette, and going back to the new.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It does make me dizzy though.
That's just a matter of just experimenting, keep experimenting and trying stuff. That's all.
Okay.
That would have been fun to be there in person and watch you guys doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because it's never intended. It's one of those things we're flying and then we just happen to see one another and start chasing one another.
You're not gonna do that with the DJI FPV. You're gonna be like, get the hell away from me, dude. don't get my money.
Yeah, if you haven't seen our chase video over at Kenchula, where we almost collided, I think that was our last time
really?
chasing one another.
That is really it's always really cool though when doing that right there and you see the other quad in the air, seeing it from that perspective. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's always cool to have some goggles or monitors with us, because we get so many people, just like you guys, when you're flying your DJI drones, what's that? And then when they actually get a chance to see what the footage is, they're amazed. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll not do
with COVID because you can't just hand them your goggles and say, "Here you go," slap them on your face.
Right.
Usually, we'll carry a spare monitor. It's not quite the same, but you can at least see the cameras.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this statement from David Reynolds, and a lot of the older guys are saying that they don't know if they can handle like the the reaction time or whatever. In as far as like looking at inside the goggles, and everything is like moving fast.
With that, it's just like playing a video game. That's the basic way to compare it, because when you got the goggles on, right is right, left is left, up is up, down is down. Mm-hmm. If you look in line of sight, when your drone is coming facing back to you, it's reverse. And then a lot of times you may lose that line of sight or orientation. So if someone's able to play a basic flight simulator, it's very similar. It's very similar.
And that's the good thing with them having that in the app too, having that flight simulator that you can practice with. I mean, you got to have the goggles for it to have the real experience, but and then there's plenty of flight simulators out there. David, that's what you should do, is just try a flight simulator and see how you like it when you're just doing it on your computer.
So,
and a lot of people have started with flight simulators, 5-6 weeks on a flight simulator, got right on the drone, flew it without a problem.
Oh, really?
There's been a lot of people who started out with DRL racing. A lot of times they practiced on the simulator and then ended up qualifying, going straight from the simulator. And the DRL is a drone racing league.
Okay.
So if you got kids and people who are going straight from the simulator and qualifying to be in a major race, the simulators is great practice. Great practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, seeing if I can get like a computer simulator, hook up my Xbox joystick or something like that.
It will work with the PlayStation and Xbox controllers.
What'd you say?
The FPV sims, they do work with the PlayStation and Xbox controllers.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, in reference to what David Reynolds was saying though, about like reaction time, that was always kind of my hang up too, like as far as like the reaction time. And then my other hang up was always I need a break. Like I think I would be like anxiety would just be kicking up because there is no break. It's you got to land it. So with like the DJI FPV,
the good thing though is the batteries only last 5 to 10 minutes.
Right.
What's going on, Gene Fox? How's it going?
I
Thanks for stopping through.
I would definitely be one that would be like, I need to catch my breath, or whatever. So
Mhm.
that's the good thing with the DJI having the panic button too. It'll just stop and hover, and you can say, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's funny you say that about holding your breath. This past weekend, Sunday, we were flying, and I was trying to practice backwards drift through the trees. And the first one I did, it was like I told Darnell, I did it, held my breath, and made it through.
I do it watching people, like just watching their videos. Some of them are so intense. I'm just like, my anxiety cranks up a little bit, and I get like real tight in the chest where I'm like, oh, especially when they have a little clickbait in there to where something's coming.
I still get a little anxiety flying, and it's been really getting bad with the more and more people I meet. Just like last weekend, we ended up meeting Flyboy, and for some reason, I felt I needed to show off. So I was just doing stuff and trying stuff. It was a pressure, but it was a good pressure that made me want to just try stuff. And I ended up doing a couple of things that looked cool, but it was unintentional, but it looked cool. And I think something that Flyboy even said was, you guys are making me want I can't remember what he said, but just try things. And that comes along with just being around other people, and in a way the pressure's on whether you know it or not, whether it's intentional or not. Just like when Corey was doing a backwards drift, he kept talking about it, and he did it, and he kept doing it over and over, and I was kind of edging him on a little bit, and he did really good. I think that's a benefit of having more and more people with us, when we fly.
Nice. Hey, Corey.
Yeah, Zach isn't on here, but I have the link to his channel. But when you watch him fly, even Chandler, you watch those guys fly, and it challenges you to do more.
Nice. Yeah, I think I met, what's his name? Xavier? Chandler or Xavier. Remember when I came out to the park that first time I met you guys? It was last year?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was he there? Was that the one who was like doing all that crazy stuff?
Oh yeah.
If he had like 28 drones in a bucket next to him, that was probably Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler. Okay.
That was probably Chandler.
Yeah. Corey, if you can answer this out loud, this question up on the screen.
Yeah, for me, I started off in manual and then would switch to sport. I was getting about 12 minutes of battery. My last battery I did completely in sport mode. That was about just under 10 minutes. I think in full manual, it's probably going to be about 8 minutes.
Yeah, see, I saw a couple others. One did a range test with his. Now, he didn't do the range test in manual. He put it in sport, so it's going to use up more. But it was more than that. It was more than that. It was. It definitely wasn't near what they advertised for. But I want to say, I don't know. It was definitely more than that. Like when I got home from work today, those were the ones I wanted to kind of go back to and make note of, and I just didn't get around to it. There wasn't enough time, but there's a lot of good videos out there, and that was one of them I liked because that was the first one I saw actually do a range test, and see when it says, "Hey, return to home," and how much battery life you have making it back home and how much total flight time it was. But I feel like it was more than that anyhow.
Yeah, I should put an asterisk on that because one thing I did forget to do, each battery needs a firmware update. It won't let you take off without the firmware update. So that was sitting there idle for 3 to 4 minutes while it updates, and it has to do each battery.
That, and with today's batteries, is it as important? Because I'm asking this because I'm the worst at this portion, but is it as important to cycle your batteries a few times to get the optimal performance out of them, or going to be the same?
I think it'll probably be the same.
Yeah,
I know with my FPV
I put them in there.
I charge it and just run it.
Yeah, that's what I do. I put them in there. I run them down to empty, and sometimes too empty, and then just charge them up again.
Yeah, man. You got the drone with you, Corey, or next to you?
Oh yeah.
So how's the camera? You said the camera quality is pretty good, right?
Yeah, the camera quality's really nice. Pretty much all the drones have 4K 60, but there's not many out there that has 120 megabyte bit rate.
Mm-hmm.
So you get all that nice color and everything. And, I love the way this thing sounds when it starts up. It gives you that little shake.
Terminator sound or whatever.
Yeah, you can change the colors on it and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh yeah.
What? You went and got it? Oh, you. Oh man,
Gordon,
you
brother.
are
Nice.
Oh,
no.
man. See, he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything about that.
Dude, I've been talking to you and having it all these days. I got it on the 5th.
Oh my gosh! See, you know what? He's talking. He was talking all that crap. He's like, I'm not going to get this. It's a piece of crap.
I did too. I did too.
Yo.
Well, let me.
I bought it. I bought it just to hear it power on. You're turning it tomorrow.
Really? You're going to? Yeah. Right.
No,
Wow.
I had to go for that. I mean, that was my selling point, and that's kind of what I was hinting to with the guys that are just flying with the gimbal camera drones and stuff. I like to push it. I like to get real close with those. They're expensive drones, so this one's got a little more ability to do it. I don't know when I'll ever see manual mode, but I'll definitely get into sport mode and play those games, and that I think will be really exciting for me. So
nice. I knew you were up to something. You were a little too quiet. So,
no, it's been seriously, it's been a busy week. So that's why I've been so quiet. Like every time you've messaged me and I've been real short with you, it wasn't like I was trying to avoid you because of that. It's been a extremely busy week, and the one thing was I was telling you, I did that Autel Evo 2 repair for the front legs. And I lost like half my footage and had to redo it all. So I had to take my drone apart. I had to take my drone apart and do it. And it was BS. So I've been just swamped and stuff like that. I just took it out of the box. It's been sitting in the box. I just I'm not gonna touch it, and just took it out of the box, and I still smell the new DJI smell.
Oh, nice. So you didn't tell anybody.
Didn't tell anybody.
Saying all that stuff earlier. Who's it going to be for? What type of person is going to get it?
Well, I still need to know that. I don't know if it's for me. I mean, I might be first flight out there. I might be one of the ones amongst the Carnage Club. So
no, don't say that.
I don't think I will. I really don't think I will, just because of the type of flying I do with my other quads. Even though I'm not comparing this to like a Mavic or anything like that, but I'm not afraid to push it. I'm not afraid to get into in tight with these trees. And I mean, Chad, you've definitely seen it. I mean, I've bit it a little bit. So
yeah,
right.
I'm excited for it. I am a little worried about the whole breakage thing. They're just breaking way too easy. Like I do want to be able to take a little bit of a hit, and not worry about it being all crumpled up.
You see the message from David Reynolds? Hey, man, this one is a little bit too expensive, man. I don't. It's not like the Mavic Mini because I crashed his Mavic Mini, so I doubt if he'll let me borrow.
Yeah, not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
So,
now, what I have seen in the DJI FPV drone was that unlike the Mavic and the other DJI drones, when you fly, the camera is level, and when you fly in, it kind of stays level unless you pivot down or move the camera around. With this, you have the ability that when the drone decides to go down, the camera goes down with it in real time. So if you're going down a hillside or actually going down, you're actually getting more of that dive feel rather than going down and your camera's at a level view. So I think that's going to be very cool, with some of the areas, Chris, that you fly, to be able to take advantage of that angle that the camera's going to give you.
Yeah. And that's what I'm really looking forward to, is that difference right there. And not only that, from just talking to other people, I don't know about the DJI FPV, but and you guys can answer this now, with your quads, it's with the type of cameras you have on those, it's not so much like the Mavic Air 2, say, or the Mavic 2 Pro. It's not so much where objects appear closer than they are, right? With your regular freestyles.
No, not closer than you are. I mean, you have some lenses that are I guess the fisheye. Some may have a little bit more fisheye, and that will throw off your perspective if you're going through trees. They may start looking a little bold on the side. Not anything that's closer than what they actually are. Not that I've come across.
Because that's one curiosity I have. Because like when I'm taking one of my other drones and just coming straight at a treetop, it looks like I'm gonna hit it, but I just automatically know with those drones, objects appear closer than they are, and in reality, I'm like 2 feet away, where it looks like I'm 6 inches from hitting that branch. And that was the one thing I was wondering about this, if it's kind of the same effect.
No, I know a lot of people talk. A lot of people talk about the lag time from the time it gets from the image of the camera to your goggles, which for us, the lag time is going to be a little bit longer. But for the DJI drone, the lag time is supposed to be like very minimum. So it should be pretty much real time.
And that's what's gotten a lot of that's what's gotten a lot of the boost in the reviews, is that lack of lag time.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot in everybody's reviews. So that right there, that'll be another good point for me right there, for me having it. Just those little things right there. I mean, I really wish they would have started out. I wish they would have started out taking baby steps.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think, what's going on with this? Why they got like 15 things going on right now? Yeah.
Did you purchase this version?
With this here?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about the live stream stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say it had a watermark before.
Yeah, it had a watermark. Yeah, that was the free version.
Okay.
So in order to remove that, I just purchased it. And then also with the interviews, you had to purchase it as well. So, but I kind of like it because you can do a lot of stuff with this. Like all these overlays you see, everything here, I put in, I made up myself, actually. The background here with the balls and stuff, I did that in After Effects.
Wow.
I just got it looping through. Basically, I'm going to turn off everything that I put in Actually, I have these frames up here that I'm going to have to, you saw the frames, like the animated frames here.
Mm-hmm.
I did that as well. So yeah, you can customize this as much as you want. So yeah, I kind of like it. I was actually
Cool.
learning some new stuff this whole last couple weeks. I haven't been posting anything really, nothing much, because I took a little break.
Mm-hmm.
Took a little break, and it was because of one or two reasons. I wanted to take a break, and then also, I don't know. I'm going to actually segue into the next topic here.
Okay.
As far as these, and Chris, I know you feel me on this too. And no offense to anybody here, a lot of these Part 107,
There's
certified.
a group.
Yeah, there's a group.
That it
And
applies.
like I said, it's only a few of them, but a lot of them who wear that certificate as a badge, and they
Barney
go out,
Fight.
yes, and they go out posing as hobbyists on these Facebook groups, looking for
Yeah.
any violation on, and it doesn't even really have to be something egregious. It'll be something like your channel is monetized and you don't have a Part 107 license. Certificate. And technically, according to what the FAA says, as a if you're making any type of money with a drone, you have to be Part 107 certified.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're putting up your footage for your drone or whatever, if your channel's monetized or whatever. Anyway, that was one of the reasons why I kind of took a little break, because in one of these Facebook groups, I posted one of my videos. I posted a video, and this particular video was shot at night. And basically, I'm a hobbyist, and according to the FAA regulations, hobbyists can fly at night or whatever. But the issue that someone had, and this dude and his drones, in this Facebook group, he actually has a Facebook, a YouTube channel. But anyway, he commented like, "Oh yeah," he commented on the Facebook group saying, "Oh yeah." What did he say? He said, "Oh yeah, I wanted to do something like this, but I didn't. I was going to wait till the regulations change, and because I didn't want to get in trouble with the FAA." And automatically, I knew he had a Part 107 certificate, because as a hobbyist, you can fly at night or whatever. But the issue was, I flew at night, or the video was basically at night. And it was a tutorial. So, and then, so basically it's a Part 107 mission.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm giving a tutorial and it's at night. Therefore, it's supposed to be, I'm supposed to get a waiver to fly at night. And also, so it's kind of like a domino effect,
Wow.
So, I said a couple words to this person on the Facebook group, and, just left it at that, whatever. We really didn't get into it like that, like an argument. It was just, basically he was kind of educating me on the regulations and stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever. A week later.
Knock, knock, mailman.
Yes. Actually, it was an email, because I'm already registered with the FAA for my drones. So all they need is my first and last name, and they can look me up in the system or whatever. So I get an email from the FAA asking me to contact them in reference to my video. And this, you know, so this was on a Friday, and late Friday evening when I got the email, and I tried to contact the person, but I wasn't able to, so I had to wait till Monday to contact the person. And the lady, when I finally contacted her, the lady was nice, and basically what she said is, you know, all this is about is to educate you on, you know, the regulations and everything. You're not like in trouble or whatever, but I'm just going to tell you what, you know, has to be done, or what you need to do, or what you can't do, or what you can do, or whatever. And I was like, all right. And all I did was just, you know, I listened. I asked a couple questions, but all I did was just listen and hear what, you know, she had to say. And basically, I asked her, I was like, what do I need to do? I mean, from here on out, you know, what do I need to do with my videos, or, you know, with YouTube? And she told me, you know, we know who you are now, you know, you're in the system already, whatever. It's like, I wouldn't post any more videos until you get a Part 107. So unbeknownst to anybody, I was already studying for the Part 107 exam. I had contacted Corey. I talked to Corey already. And he gave me information on it and everything. And I had purchased the study guide and everything. I was already studying a week before I got contacted. Mm-hmm. So that kind of expedited the whole thing. But, you know, she already closed. I mean, they closed out the whole complaint, whatever. It was just, they just called me to contacted me to educate me basically on what I need to do. And the key is, I mean, if anybody out there does get contacted by the FAA, just go ahead and, you know, contact them. Just talk to them, listen to what they got to say, you know, make sure you're complying with, you know, or make sure you comply with whatever the regulations are. And, you know, just make sure you contact them, because you don't want that stuff to linger on, and you don't want to get fined for anything, because those fines can be hefty. So,
Wow.
But yeah, the complaint was closed out the same day, and I took the test. Was it last week? Passed the test with a 90. I already got my temporary certificate, and you know.
But remember, now you are at a different standard.
Yes, and that's what she said. You're going to be held to a different standard. And
see, that's, I think, where a lot of the people all of a sudden slap that badge on.
Yeah.
Because the way they make you feel when everything you told me from your talking to her, it's like, aside from how bad it ticked me off that they're like, no more content on your channel. We advise that you don't put any more content on your channel. That control grab, but telling you're at a higher level now, a different standard. I think that's where these guys get these badges from, and that whole thing just burns me up. That she even said that to you right there.
Yeah, yeah, and
yeah, same here.
There was just the thing is. I mean, this here basically is a certificate, and it doesn't change pretty much me as a person. I mean, you know, like she said, I'm going to be held to a higher standard. But if you look at my videos, I really haven't been doing, like in the past, you know, I've done some range tests or whatever, but I've been doing a lot of more like tutorials and stuff for the last 8 months. So I haven't really, you know, so it's not really going to change anything. I'm just going to continue doing what I've been doing. It's just, you know, according to them, I need to have this. And I don't really, and I pretty much don't need to be getting any attention from the FAA
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I did it. So, and like I said, I was already studying for it. I was planning on getting it anyway, but it kind of expedited the process.
Well, aside
Man,
from
that
the
had to be-
negative, aside from the negative that brought you to it, congratulations
Right.
on passing
yeah,
it,
thanks.
Yeah.
especially with a 90.
Yeah,
Wow,
my man.
that-
I was actually chatting with JC Flying here, and he I'm not sure if he wants to, but
He recently got his, didn't he?
yeah, he just recently got his, and I think he passed with a higher score. So congratulations, JC.
John's a pretty
John
smart
Carroll.
cookie.
Yeah. So
Not saying you're not because you got a 90. Because I know when I take it, or if I take it, I know where I'll be. I'll be over that. I'll just be over, and I'll be happy as hell with that.
So
Pass is a pass.
and this is probably the only time I want to say that I have my certificate or whatever. I'm not going to go around saying, boasting that I have it. It's just something I have so I can, post my videos basically. And then, what was I about to say? When I studied for the test, I studied like 75% of the manual of the study manual, and I took a practice test, and I got like an 80. And then I just went over the parts that I kind of missed or whatever. And then I took it again. I got like an 82. I was like, I'm getting tired of studying. And I didn't even study like consistently. I'd study maybe for like 2 days, then put the book away for like 3 days, picked it back up, study for a couple hours, and put it away for a couple days or whatever. And it was like maybe a 2-week thing. And after the second practice test, I was like, forget it. I'm just going to go schedule the test and take the test. And when I took the test, or as I was taking the test, the first question kind of threw me off because it wasn't worded like it was the same information, but it wasn't worded like the practice test, and it kind of threw me off. And I was like, damn. I was like, if the rest of the test is going to be like this, then I'm going to fail. So I was worried through the whole part of the test, but I wind up, breaking out a 90 somehow. The easier parts were for me, I know the sectional charts were actually the easier parts for me. Some people say it's the more difficult part, but that actually, it was straightforward. All you do is just, find whatever you're looking for and just write down the answer. So that was the easier part for me.
I like what Greg just said. Yeah. You need to carry it laminated and whip it out.
Yeah.
You got to go into the groups when you talk and say, I'm a professional pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Because then all of a sudden they become professional pilots. In reality, we're all doing the same thing. They're just filming real estate, or they're filming stuff for their job, or we're doing stuff on YouTube. Our levels are all different, whatever, but we're putting out some nice videos at times, and we're all doing the same damn thing. It's just once you get this 107, you are a professional pilot, Chad.
Yeah.
What did Randy Quaid say in what was that alien movie with Will Smith? What was it called?
Independence.
Independent. You're like, I'm a pilot.
Looking all
Like,
crazy.
who's a pilot? I'm a pilot. But yeah. Now I got it.
I don't see you saying that. Like someone come up to you, I'm a pilot. Maybe if I were with you, it'd be, he's a pilot.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, that's one of the reasons.
I like what
along those lines, when you're flying FPV, make sure you have a spotter. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
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 I'm going back to Corey though,
Yes.
because I was going to say something too. He put it on here that they do have it on audiobook now.
Yeah, I thought I'd put that on. Yeah. So yeah, they do have it on
So
audiobook, I guess.
anybody wants to get 107, just put your headphones on, go to sleep, listen to it in your sleep. It'll be embedded in your brain. Listen to it in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I did like a combination of the manual, the study guide, and it was a YouTube video that I did. I forgot the name of the channel, but that one was seen like 1.1 million times. So it's kind of popular. But I just used a study guide and the YouTube channel and the YouTube video, and I was good to go.
Now, did you go by advice and break up all your studying into those time frames of putting it down for a while? Because that's what they advise.
No.
A lot of guys say don't cram. Just do a little bit, put it aside for a day or so, come back to it. And what you just said is exactly what they say to do.
Yeah. No, I wasn't actually following, recommendation. I was just tired of studying. Like, so I was just, I can only sit there for so long and study it at one time. But, yeah. And I needed to rest my brain a little bit. So, and it
That's
was,
how I would.
A lot of it wasn't too difficult because actually being in the hobby and also watching like videos and soaking in all this other information, some of the regulations and stuff, you already know, as being a hobbyist. So a lot of the information that you need to study is already there. It's just like the sectional charts, the weather type stuff, reading METARs and all that stuff is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
But do you have your? I was asking, Donnell, I thought you had yours, right? No?
No, I'm getting a headache hearing all about what you're talking about, but no, I don't have one. Corey has one though.
Yeah, Corey.
Wow.
Yeah, Corey, and Corey is he's like has a lot of information. So
He's pretty proficient in it.
Yes, and I refer to Corey every time I need to ask a question in reference to Part 107 or regulations or something, because Corey, he's always informed with all that information. So,
and let me just say, all my times coming to Virginia, every time I flew with Chad, Corey was always there. I never knew he had his Part 107. I think towards the end it was until I found out you had it. I think when we were talking about going back to Occoquan, I think, and I was saying how I wanted to fly over the quarry and all that area, and then that's when we were talking about getting permission, because that puts us into what is that base?
Mm-hmm.
Into Fairfax.
Yeah.
Davison Field.
That's when you said you'd have to get the permission, and you mentioned you had your Part 107, and that was, I think, the first time I ever heard it. Like, you weren't whipping that thing out saying, "I'm a professional pilot, buddy." Especially when I was out there especially while I was there breaking the rules with my flying the what was it, the Mavic Air 2 with the Skydio beacon attached to it and the Skydio flying itself. None of them in line of sight.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Wonder if I could put the Skydio beacon on this.
Shoot. I think you
have the
Skydio won't keep up with it though.
Yeah,
the Mavic Air was outrunning the Skydio that day.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's my spiel. Hopefully, I can get some other videos out. I do have some. I got something I want to show you guys real quick. It's a video that actually I'm going to come out with pretty soon. Well, maybe pretty soon. But I'm going to show you, and I don't even have it queued up, so I don't know if I'm going to actually do it. It'll probably take too long. But I was working on some stuff in After Effects. And
Flyboy, do you have your Part 107, or you? I saw he made a few comments, but I don't know if he says he has his or not. Go ahead and just keep doing what you're doing.
okay. Hopefully I can find it.
I'm just too lazy to type, so I just figured I'd shout it out there. I guess he doesn't.
So Flyboy, have I met him? No, you said you just met him, right?
Yeah, we met him last weekend,
Oh, okay.
and he's been flying for about a year and a half, but just all the locations just south of us
Okay.
in the Woodbridge area, in Dumfries area.
Okay.
What area is he from there?
If I'm correct, he's from Triangle Dumfries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we ended up meeting him at Cloverdale Park in Dale City.
Okay. Oh, that was when you invited me over there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who he is by this name.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anybody
that
that knows.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows I'm from that area, born and raised, a lot of times they'll comment on my channel and stuff, but I don't recognize him.
Right. Yeah.
I think I'm almost there. Hold tight. If I can.
Hey Chris, what's your DJI? Did you end up getting the Fly More package?
Yeah, I got the I got the the combo, of course. Just I don't know. It didn't show it as a Fly More. It's the combo. Now I feel like Idaho quadcopter. The Fly More combo here, fellas. But
now Corey, with that Fly More, you got the 2 additional batteries, right?
Well, I bought those separate with the hub because that wasn't. Corey, did you get yours at Best Buy or through DJI?
Through DJI.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I went through Best Buy.
Combo, but it was just 2 extra batteries in the hub.
Yeah, I went through Best Buy and got the bundle because I had rewards and points there, but I also had a good bit with DJI. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to buy the batteries in the hub from DJI.
Yeah.
And they came quick. Like I was expecting those aren't going to be here for a few weeks, but they came quick. They were already here in the States where they shipped them from.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I've got the Fly More, but I didn't purchase it that way. Just because I had like points and credit and stuff, I went with 2 different sources.
Mm-hmm.
What locations you got in mind you're going to test yours out, Chris?
What's that?
What locations you got in mind that you're going to test yours out on?
There's one area near my work. It's pretty wide open, but I need to find out. I want to find out how to get to this one spot that's kind of a little higher elevation, and it would take me around a lot of farm fields that have little islands of trees in the middle of their fields, just safe zones. Not something where I'm engulfed in trees, but that's one place I had in mind. That's a challenge for me right there too, being out here in the mountains like this, because there's just not a lot of great places for me to go and do that at. I mean, I'll have a ball with it at the reservoir. I just don't know that I want to put it up over the water. I mean, I know all those tree lines sitting real good now, and I can fly up out of the woods in the creek there. So, I thought that might be something interesting too for anybody that's, they've seen that whole reservoir on my channel a zillion times and me flying out of the woods from the creek. It'd be a little different perspective with this quad for sure.
Nice.
So yeah, I've got to hunt down. I think I'm going to have to go out further to really get into some spots. A friend of ours, they did offer me to come out to their property and check it out because they have a good bit of land, and said I could fly there anytime. So I'm going to go check that out too.
Wow.
I'm not going to go to any parks or anything like that. Like here, the parks are, they've got, it's not like the Chen Center or the Chen Park there where you guys pretty much have it to yourself.
Okay.
That Chen soccer field is part of the Chen Center.
Corey?
What was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is like a quick cinematic, piece that I was gonna do for a video, like a tutorial video on how to do this. But some of these shots are a little advanced, but I was going to do the basic, shots. But this is like the intro to the video. So I have the clip without the music, so I'm going to play the music while I play the clip. So. So that's the intro clip, and then I have some other clips that I want to do. So basically, I'm gonna do a tutorial on how to actually do the inception look here, and do it in Filmora 10. This shot here is a little more advanced because I had to do this. I did this shot in Blender because as you see here, when the top of this water tower crosses the other one,
yeah,
this has to be actually masked out in order to do this.
Can you make one go the opposite direction?
Yeah, so you can reverse this or whatever.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and I think one of the shots in the video, I got it. They're doing reverse. They're like doing opposite directions. But yeah, that's what I've been working on too on my little break, trying to learn some new things. Learn some new things with editing. Actually, I learned a lot. So
yeah, I was looking at your YouTube thumbnail that you set up for this. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, I actually learned how to do that in a different app with Keynote on your Apple computer, on your Mac. There's a lot of stuff you can do with Keynote. All these overlays that I did in here, I did with Keynote. And it's an app that comes with your Mac.
Wow.
So all these overlays and stuff, this one I did in After Effects for the background here. But a lot of the, like this one here, that little call to action here, I did that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't want to get too far off the subject.
Anybody that subscribes to Chad and watches his channel, make sure you compliment his thumbnails and his stuff, because I will tell you, this guy puts a lot of time in his creating. Like he really does, and makes some really nice stuff.
Appreciate that.
Come out nice.
Like I just slam my thumbnails together and put it out there.
Yeah, man. But anybody, we've been going for like 80 minutes already, so, and the crowd is kind of dwindling down, so.
It's going to be my bedtime. 2:15 a.m. comes early.
Yeah, so any final words on the DJI FPV? Start with you, Corey.
No, I can't wait to get over to Kinchelo and test it out some more. I really want to hit that 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, you'll get it over there. D?
Well, yeah, I can't wait to Corey get it over there at Kinchelo so I can have my old trusty 6-inch over here chasing after you if I can keep up. Order some
Before I
6-inch
forget, along
batteries.
those lines, for anybody that wants to get into FPV,
Yeah.
these Tyros, it's an Eachine Tyro 119. They're a nice, easy build. They send you a box of parts. You put everything together. About the only soldering you have to do is soldering the motor wires, but it's an easy build, and this thing flies really nice. You could do freestyle with it. You can cruise it long range. That's what I have the GPS on there for. But and it's cheap. It's about $120, I think. And
Go to Race Day
flies
Quads and
great.
go to Race Day Quads and get it for the 119. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Chris?
Chad, Race Day Quads 119.
119? I think I'll start with the little tiny hawk first, but yeah. $200 for the whole thing. The goggles and everything.
Hey, me and Corey take that. Just get it, man. Just get it.
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, I've got it. I'm excited about it. Those of you that subscribe to my channel, those of you that don't, you probably should, because you're probably gonna see a lot of fun. Me breaking into something different, and I will tell you, probably at first you'll see a lot of the Stevie Wonder with me, because that's something I already know I do just from the Anafi FPV, from trying that out and just trying to keep myself still. But yeah, look forward to the DJI FPV to come on my channel. I'm going to wait a little bit more for the weather to get nice, and of course I'll just be practicing privately to get my feet wet. And then when we have some really, much nicer weather, get out there and really enjoy it. I definitely want to get out there before we get too many like leaves and stuff on trees, and practice around some dead, empty branches and stuff too.
Well, empty branches are the ones that can kill you. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah. From what I've seen, I forgot who it was. Somebody just hit a real light branch and completely broke there. Actually, Corey, I think you talked about that earlier on. So yeah, that's a little disappointing. That too, I don't want to be in the cold, because the plastic in the cold is just going to break that much more. So that's another thing. It's still pretty cold here. So this week we've had some first days up in the low 50s, but the cold days are still upon us, so I'll wait a little bit.
Nice.
But yeah, that's it for me. Nothing real big. Just got like 3 or 4 more tutorials coming out, and or not tutorial, well, repair tutorials, and then I think I'll probably start cracking into that.
Nice. Well, I'm happy for you that you got your FPV
Thanks.
drone. Secretly. Didn't tell anybody. But
I didn't tell one single soul. Nobody.
Yeah. So yeah, I look forward to seeing that. Actually seeing how you do as a newbie to FPV. So that'd be interesting.
I think it'll be. I mean, as a newbie, it'll be easy, given the fact that you can start out in manual, and sport to me doesn't seem too intimidating whatsoever. So, like I said before, don't know when or if you'll see me in manual mode anytime soon. So it's so tempting, though.
Nice. Yeah. So. Well, yeah, I think we're gonna probably end it here. We have been going for a little while, but I want to thank everybody who's left here in the chat. Thanks for coming out and checking us out. I don't do too many of these. Chris and I haven't actually been doing any lives for quite a while, but I may try to do this every once in a while. Try to do more. I'm definitely going to put out more videos. So stay tuned for something. And thank everybody for coming out. Thanks to Corey and Darnell for coming out and being our guest.
Yes.
Definitely enjoyed having you on. And you definitely got to come back out again, regardless if it's FPV or whatever. Just
that'd be fun.
Just let us know when you want to come on, man, and you always have an open invitation. So, thanks.
Thank you.
And you guys just stand by. I'm just going to sign off and see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace and love.